listening and talk.
Hey Amir, thank you for your time. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
First things first, could you please introduce yourself to us?
Yes, my name is Amir Abdullah, also known as DJ Amir, originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I've been living in Berlin for 6 years now.
Where you originally from?
I'm originally from Boston, but I've lived the last almost 30 years in Brooklyn, so that's
Okay.
I consider that my home now.
All right. Where in Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy.
And how's the music there?
I haven't been, things, if we say in New York, things change in a New York minute. So, like, I've been away for 6 years. Things change so fast. I mean, from what I heard, and that was only last year, I mean, it could be different this year. There's a lot of African-American DJs into techno now.
Okay.
There's a big techno African-American scene in Brooklyn, because a lot of the clubs in Manhattan, they closed down even before the pandemic.
All right.
So, and most of them moved to Brooklyn. So like Brooklyn's known as the place where you want to go to hear some other music besides top 40 music.
Okay, never heard that before.
Yeah. I mean, that was already kind of happening when I was there. And now I heard it's like full on.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Brooklyn had very different influences on you.
Yeah, I mean, most of my family, my mom, everybody was all from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I just was, when she moved to Boston is when I was born. But most of my family's from Brooklyn, so it wasn't really a big change for me because I knew it. I was always going there as a child. So,
okay.
And I had aunts and stuff like that there too. So the influence for me, Brooklyn has everything. Your African Caribbean population, Africans, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians, everywhere from the Latin American diaspora, Russian, Jewish. I mean, it's like multicultural,
All right.
Italian, Irish, it's like German, it's like everybody's living there.
That's great, yeah.
And mostly working class people. Starting to change a little. It's changed a lot,
So like people, honest people.
Yeah. Brooklyn people will always tell you, like, I don't like you. Actually, it's like, I don't fucking like you.
Okay.
So, that's just the way it is, But yeah.
Yeah, let's
I miss
skip.
Brooklyn.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Let's just skip to the next point as we're meeting today and talking about hip hop and jazz and the connection. What do you think that is?
The connection between hip hop and jazz I think, is based on their ability to improvise. Jazz musicians, like if you look at old videos of Miles Davis and other people when they're on stage, in shows, they're improvising. They're not just following a script of this is how jazz music is. It's the same thing in hip hop. You're improvising. You're going off the top of the head. You're experimenting with equipment you don't really know, or you're making your own equipment because you can't afford to get a real proper drum machine or something like that. So it's improvising, it's innovating, it's, just expressing music from the heart. And so that's why I think that jazz and hip hop have a synergetic relationship. That's why Donald Byrd and Guru and other musicians collaborated together, because they saw the synergy between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why there's a great relationship between jazz and hip hop.
Great answer, thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you think about Bad Not Good? As you mentioned, bands going on.
Oh yeah,
like crazy nerdy white dudes, learned musicians now playing with all those other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you mention it because I had, I did this record with Jazz Nova 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
I did a record called the Strata Records, The Sound of Detroit Reimagined by Jazz Nova. So they took their favorite songs from the Strata catalog and reimagined them.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to Bad Not Good about doing a remix for it. They couldn't do it because they were on tour, but they were like, oh man, we love you, Amir. We love your work and we love Jazz Nova.
That was amazing.
And, and the thing is, Jazz Nova is another white guy, so, nerdy guys into music. So, to me, music shouldn't have anything to do with color or religion or anything like that.
That's for
It's
sure.
the human heart that
Yeah,
talks.
yeah,
A heart doesn't have a color,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
except for red, I guess, you know. But other than that, it's like, you know, I don't give a shit if you're white, black, or whatever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
as long as your music is speaking to me in a way that makes me feel good
Yeah,
or
no question, no
provokes,
doubt.
yeah, provokes emotion and stuff like that. That's what I care about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
But music-wise, guys, it's great, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're
Now
fantastic,
you know the
man.
late night tales they put together.
No.
Late night tales is like a series of vinyls they bring out,
Okay,
and they pick up bands or single artists
okay.
and ask them to do a playlist that they then print on vinyl.
Oh,
And it's called
really?
Late Night Tales, so they're only the smooth, nice,
No.
sexy, even in tunes.
Okay.
And Bad Bad No Good did one for them too.
Ah,
Could
nice.
recommend that, it's great. So
Okay, cool. I'll have to check.
learn something about what their kind of shit is they listen to.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
cool.
great.
All right. Nice. So,
Next question.
yes,
What do you expect from here? From this?
I have no expectations because I think the closest I've been was last year. I was in Nuremberg,
Okay?
and that was really emotional in terms of like the history of the city and, you know, obviously what went on there. But in terms of my expectations, how do you pronounce the city, first of all?
Nuremberg.
No, your city where
Ingolstadt.
Ingolstadt.
Ingolstadt. Yeah.
Ingolstadt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I don't know. I always go to places like I went to Bahrain. I'd never been to Bahrain before. I always go to places with an open mind, you know? So I'm going there with an open mind. I'm hoping that people, there are some people that do know about Strata. So when I do a talk on Strata, you know, some people, oh yeah, okay. And then I hope there are some people that don't know about Strata that I can actually make them like, oh, okay, you know, like make them interested
Yeah.
to learn more, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going there to one, have fun, you know, two, learn about the place, learn, you know, there's obviously a lot of history in Germany, you know, great culture here. So it's like, yeah, man, just go there and learn and have fun.
Yeah.
So
Our
I'm not going
cities.
there with any expectations.
Yeah. So how do you pack the bag then? Just with this, you come along with the stick with everything, or?
I mean, well, nowadays, because I mean, I've been DJing for 30 years, so my back can't take,
Yeah.
you know, carrying. I mean, it has to be a very, 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 very special occasion and not far away from where I'm living at. But I have a stick, and, you know, for this occasion, I'm going to bring a few Strata vinyls, you know, to play while I'm talking so people can also get, you know, an audio connection to what I'm talking about. But I mean, because that I'm going back to Bahrain in a week, and then I'm coming back for this, right? But when I come back, I'm going to be in the EU and the UK. No, the EU for 10 days.
Okay.
And I have a few gigs, so I'm going to be packing strictly for all of those.
All right.
You know, so it's like my father was in the military. He was in the Second World War. He fought here in Germany and other places. So he taught me how to military pack.
Okay. Be
So I know
prepared
how
for
to,
everything.
yeah, so I know how to do all of that stuff. I can have a small bag of clothes that can last me for
Okay,
like a
that's
month.
great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great.
I know with a stick, you know, you can have all the music you need. Okay, you know, if you want me to play jazz, or if you want me, you know, instead of having to bring all those crates of records, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
just try to be
Sure.
minimalist, take the things that you absolutely need with a little extra just in case. And that's it.
Great. We have a great record store just around the corner from the place you'll be.
Okay.
And when the days get together, I ask the guy to come around, maybe check something, get some
that'd
new,
be nice.
have a nice
That'd be
little
nice.
talk
Yeah.
without audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's please come back for a second to the influence and jazz.
Okay.
Not only hip hop and jazz, but jazz only. And is there something like you could explain or see in your own style that definitely comes from jazz, or where you took something? It might be playing, it might be selecting, it might be, I don't know, mind-wise.
Well, I mean, when I DJ, when I DJ, like, you know, like a party, right? So I DJ all sorts of music. So like I can go from like disco to house to African to Latin to jazz to funk and soul and all of that in one night. And that's just but you know, I'm not just preparing a set. I usually go there and I read a crowd.
Yeah.
And feel the energy. And I think that's what a lot of times whenever I've been to jazz shows or I have seen live shows, you know, from 50 years ago or whatever, a lot of the artists are actually improvising on stage. You could tell they're going off the energy of the crowd because you're there to actually entertain
Communicate.
People, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what you are as a DJ is supposed to be doing as well. So to me, that's a very, you know, synergetic thing between DJing because you're both performers.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. There's a communication between the audience and the performer.
And you.
And the artist, yes.
Exactly. So, you know, because I think a lot of DJs, especially some of the newer ones, they don't quite understand that.
Okay.
They're just like, oh, you know, I made a great set in my room. But that doesn't necessarily translate to a club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's not like you can't just play your favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying you should. I don't play songs that I don't like. I'm in a position in my career now where I don't have to DJ like that anymore.
All right.
I can DJ and play the music I like. And thankfully, a lot of the music I like, other people like too. So that saves me. You know what I mean?
That's great.
So
reminds me of Rick Rubin, which was asked, what do you even work? What's your like specialty? And he was like, I don't know, man. No technical abilities, nothing. I'm just very confident in my own taste, and that helps people create great records.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes you need a person like that, especially as an executive producer, because a lot of times artists, you know, they may not necessarily know how to put together a song or a hook, but just little, you know, suggestions that you can make as an executive producer, or just even having the confidence irradiating from yourself in the studio session can help a lot as well too.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Amir, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Very looking forward to see you in person soon.
Yeah, see you in a month, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And enjoy your time in Berlin.
Yes, I will.
Get back well to Germany.
Yes.
When you've been to Bahrain again.
Yeah.
And let's talk when we see us in person.
Okay. Cheers,
right,
man.
cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye.
The young, the old, and the club. Listening and talk.